We're not ready yet. I'm here. No, not over here.
This is where the story starts.
Inside of every book,
there's a tiny little world. Come on, let's take a look.
Turn into words.
Come on now.
Let's sing this song
that you've already heard.
We're the Bittles. We're quite little. We have backs and fronts and middles. We love stories. These creations are made with imagination. All right, everybody, let's build a book. Another day in the Biddle Book Building Factory, where Bittles build books best. Let's see what book we're building for you today. Our first story is Finders Keepers for Franklin, written by Paulette Bourgeois and illustrated by Brenda Clark. Looks like a good book. Let's get started.
Hi, welcome to the Word Room. We're busy building a great story with lots of great words. Words like this one, found. Looks like somebody finds something in this story. I wonder what it could be. Found is such a great word.
And there's another great thing about this story, comma, besides the words.
What, Rocco?
Well, today's story will teach a lesson.
Oh, Rocco.
Well, what's wrong?
Well, stories with a lesson are so,
Fun?
No, not fun, Rocco. The opposite of fun. No really good story has a lesson or teaches anything. Good stories have action, or maybe magic, or maybe a mystery.
Well, what if I told you that this story teaches a lesson and has a mystery?
No.
Yes!
That's not possible. Really?
Really?
I don't see how, but all right, I'll give it a try. What's the mystery? What's the lesson?
You're going to have to figure it out for yourself. That's part of the fun.
But how will I know? How will I figure it out?
A fun mystery story with a lesson. Finders Keepers for Franklin.
Franklin could count by twos and tie his shoes. He was good at seeing things that others missed. Once Franklin found a lucky four-leaf clover. Another time, he found the keys his mother had lost. But one day, Franklin found something special. Franklin was walking to the park when he spotted a flash of blue. Something was lying by the side of the path.
This is it! Franklin is about to find something. I wonder what it could be. Maybe it's Rocco's lesson. Keep listening.
Oh, said Franklin, picking it up. A camera! He had never found anything quite so wonderful before.
That's it! It's a camera! Franklin found a camera. I wonder who lost it. Hey, that's it! That's the mystery! Who lost the camera that Franklin found? This is a fun story, but there's still no lesson. I knew it.
Franklin looked through the viewfinder. He imagined he was a photographer, just like Grandma, who took last summer's pictures. Say cheese, he said. Franklin pretended to click the clicker. Then he noticed that somebody had already taken one picture.
Did you see that? Look! Franklin noticed somebody had already taken a picture. I think that somebody might be a clue. Remember it and keep watching.
As soon as Franklin got to the park, he showed the camera to his friends. Wow, said Moose. Is that yours? Not exactly, said Franklin. I found it. Beaver shrugged. Finders keepers, she said. Well, I looked, but there's no name on the camera, said Franklin. Then it's yours, insisted Beaver. It's not like stealing, said Moose. You found it.
Now Franklin part of mystery too, just like us.
That's right, Grump. He found the camera. He's so lucky.
Oh, now Franklin solved mystery, he can give camera back.
Wait. Whoa. Hold on there, Grump. What do you mean, give it back?
Well, Franklin have to give camera back. It not belong to him.
But he found it. Maybe you haven't heard of a little thing called finders keepers, losers weepers. He has to keep the camera. It's practically the law.
I'd not right to keep things that not yours, comma.
But if somebody was careless enough to lose a camera, maybe they need to learn a lesson. Did you hear what I said? Lesson! That's it! That's the lesson Rocco was talking about. Careless people deserve to lose things.
Oh, Grump not think that the lesson Rocco talk about.
Oh, sure it is.
Franklin should try to solve mystery of who camera belongs to, so he can give camera back, and comma should help him.
Well, Beaver and Moose think that I'm right. They'd keep the camera too. I wonder what Franklin thinks.
Still, Franklin knew he wasn't allowed to keep things that didn't belong to him. He decided to find the owner later. Just then, Beaver made a funny face. That's good, said Franklin. He snapped a picture. Me too, cried Moose and Rabbit. Before he knew it, Franklin had used the rest of the film. Franklin took the film out of the camera and put it in his marble bag. I'll have to get more film, he said. Are you keeping the camera? Asked Moose. Franklin looked surprised. Whoops, I almost forgot that it isn't mine, said Franklin. I'd better find out who lost it.
You don't really think you should keep something just because you found it, do you, comma?
Well, if it's something good, like a camera.
Or maybe like a hammer?
The hammer! My hammer! I was looking for that. Where did you find it?
Nuh-uh. Remember the lesson?
Oh, but this is different. Franklin doesn't know who the camera belongs to. But you know who the hammer belongs to. Me!
But what if I didn't? What if I didn't try to find out?
Well, then I wouldn't get my hammer back. Never. I never even thought about the person who lost the camera. They might like it as much as I like my hammer.
Okay, here.
Oh, I'll never lose you again. Never, ever, ever.
Okay, now that that's settled, we have a mystery to solve. Go! Okay, let's see now. Where were we? Oh, Franklin was having some fun with the camera until he remembered it didn't belong to him.
Maybe the owner will be mad because you used the camera, Beaver said. Franklin gulped. I didn't think of that. Now Franklin wasn't sure what to do. He didn't like it when someone was angry with him. Franklin thought for a while. After his friends left, he put the camera back where he'd found it. That's better, he sighed. Now nobody will be mad at me.
Don't do that. If somebody else finds the camera, they might never give it back. If they believe in finders keepers, like I did. I wonder what's going to happen. Let's listen.
Franklin went home and ate a nice supper. After supper, Franklin's father wanted to play marbles. When Franklin opened his marble bag, the film rolled out. What's that? Asked Franklin's father. Said Franklin. His father waited patiently. Finally, Franklin blurted out the whole story, finding the camera, using it, and then putting the camera back. So you used something that didn't belong to you? Asked his father. Not on purpose, answered Franklin. It just sort of happened. What do you think should happen now? Said his father. Franklin thought and thought. Maybe we could get the camera and try to find the owner, he said finally.
Yay! Way to go, Franklin! He's going to do the right thing. finally! He really shouldn't have used something that didn't belong to him.
But how Franklin find owner? Owner's still a mystery.
Not for long, Grump, look! Franklin and his dad are starting to search for the owner. You think they'll find him?
I don't know.
This has just got to work. Let's watch.
So Franklin and his father got the camera, made signs, and posted them in the park. They waited a week, but nobody claimed the camera. Then they went to the police station and told the officers that they'd found a camera. Still nobody claimed it. Franklin took the film to be developed. He bought a new roll of film with his allowance and popped it into the camera. The next day, the pictures were ready. Franklin held up a photo of Raccoon's family. "I know who owns the camera," he shouted. "Raccoon must have taken a picture just before he lost the camera. And he's been away, so he didn't see our signs." Franklin returned the camera to Raccoon and apologized for using his film. Raccoon wasn't mad at all. He was so happy to have his camera back that he shared his snack with Franklin. "Cheese," said Franklin, smiling, and Raccoon snapped a picture.
The end. Well, was I right?
Okay, Rocco. Lesson stories, aren't so bad.
Not so bad. Hmm?
All right, I admit it. It was fun, lots of fun. All those lessons.
That's the Bittles spirit. Now, you think you're ready for another story?
You bet.
There's a lesson and a mystery, and it's a little bit scary.
Whoa, a scary mystery lesson story might be the best story ever.
Well, there's only one way to find out. Let's build a book.
Yeah.
Okay, our next story is Elliott's Noisy Night, written and illustrated by Andrea Beck. Elliott's Noisy Night.
Elliott Moose was worried. Last night he'd heard noises in bed. And though he'd managed not to think about them much all day, now that it was dark, he couldn't think of anything else. As he hurried into the kitchen for a bedtime snack, Elliott imagined scary things.
Oh, Rocco was right. Elliott was imagining scary things. It is a scary story. I wonder what the scary things might be.
Well, Rocco say this mystery story too.
Hey, that's right. That's what the mystery is. What are the scary things that Elliott is imagining? Oh boy, I can't wait. This is gonna be good.
Did anyone hear noises last night? Elliott asked his friends. Noises? Replied Socks. Yes, bumping and whooshing, said Elliott. It sounded like something was in the house. I hid under my covers all night. Bumping? Said Paisley. Whooshing? Whimpered Puff. Everyone moved closer together.
Hey, Lolly, did you hear all those noises? Lolly? Lolly!
Over here!
What are you doing down there? Did you hear all the great noises? Bumping and whooshing.
I heard them.
Well, why are you hiding?
I heard the noises. The scary noises.
Scary? Oh, you're scared. That's why you're hiding.
I know it's just a story, but it's still scary.
You were just as excited about a scary mystery lesson story as I was. What happened?
I thought it would be fun, but can you stay with me, Kama? Just for a little while? I don't think I can paint any pictures if you leave. I'd be too scared.
All right, I guess I can stay. You can help me solve the mystery.
What mystery?
The mystery of Elliott's scary noises.
Oh, I'm so scared I almost forgot.
Let's listen.
Okay.
But when Amy arrived with cookies still warm from the oven, Elliott's friends became quite brave. It must have been a dream, said Socks. Or your imagination, said Amy. I think it was an Elliott-eating monster, hooted Angel, and everyone laughed, even Elliott.
Well, I guess it's hard to be scared when you have all your friends around you.
Hey, you're right. I don't feel scared anymore either. I think I'll be okay now.
Oh, sure you will. And remember, it's just a story. Hey, that's another lesson.
Mama's right. It's just a story. I shouldn't be scared. Look at Elliott. As long as he's being brave, I can be brave too. Let's see what happens.
Elliott's friends chattered on, but he kept thinking about the noises. What if there was something in the house? The closer it got to bedtime, the more frightened he became. He wanted to tell Socks or Paisley, but what if everyone laughed again?
Oh no! Elliott's not happy anymore. Look at him. He's scared. Scared of the noises. Scared of what his friends might think. I wonder what Elliott's gonna do. I think I'll go see Kama.
Elliott decided to go see Beaverton instead. Elliott was almost at Beaverton's cupboard when he heard a noise. Whir, whir, whoomp! He burst through Beaverton's door and slammed it shut behind him. "There's something out there!" he cried. "Listen!" But as they put their ears to the door, Elliott noticed that Beaverton didn't seem worried. After listening very carefully, Elliott grinned. "It's the fridge!" he exclaimed. Beaverton grinned too. "I knew you'd figure it out," he said.
Lolly, what you doing?
Didn't you hear it? More scary noises.
You mean wump? Whoa! Lolly, it's just the fridge. It's just an everyday sound. You've got to remember the lesson. It's just a story. Besides, they're just sounds. I love sounds. Would I love sounds if I thought they were scary?
But what about the rest of the story? Is it scary too?
Oh, Lolly's scared?
A little.
Well, Grump tell you what. Grump stay with Lolly. Grump protect Lolly so that nothing scary can happen.
Really?
Really?
Think you can get back to painting the pictures?
I can now. If Grump's there with me, I'll be okay. Come on, Grump.
And remember the lesson. It's just a story. It's all in your imagination. Let's see what Elliott's imagination is up to.
As Beaverton walked Elliott to bed, they talked about the other noises Elliott had heard. "No wonder you've got the willies," said Beaverton. "Don't worry, Elliott. House noises sound louder at night. The furnace whooshes. The floors creak. The shutters bang in the wind. Lionel and I are so used to it, we never wake up anymore." Elliott felt better, but he brought Beaverton's flashlight to bed just in case.
Did you hear that? The furnace whooshes, and the floors creak, and the shutters bang. That sure is one noisy house. It's kind of fun, though. Words that are also noises. How could anybody be scared of that? After all, it's just a story. Keep listening.
Later, Elliott awoke with a start. Whir, whir, whoomp, came a noise. He shivered. Then he remembered the fridge. Whoosh. He quivered. Then he remembered the furnace. Bump, bump, bang! Elliott closed his eyes and smiled. He wasn't going to be frightened by a silly loose shutter. But then Elliott heard something else. Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. Elliott's tummy jumped. Beaverton hadn't explained shuffling sounds. What could they be? Suddenly, a ghostly figure appeared in his doorway, and Elliott's fur stood right up on end. "Are you awake?" came a wavering voice. Elliott shrank deep beneath his covers.
Here we go again! Look at Elliott. He's scared. He has to remember that they're just noises. They can't hurt him, just like we have to remember the lesson. This is just a story. This is just a story. Hey, it works! This is just a story. Keep watching.
But as the figure came closer, Elliott noticed pajamas and a pink blanket. It was Socks. Her slippers were making the shuffling sound. I heard bumping, whispered Socks. Don't worry, said Elliott bravely. It's just the wind blowing the shutters. Socks wanted to sleep over, just in case. So they snuggled down together in Elliott's cozy bed. A moment later, the friends heard a loud thump. It wasn't the fridge or the furnace, and it didn't sound like the shutters either. Elliott and Socks grabbed each other's paws. Thump, thump. They dove under the covers. Thump, thump. Suddenly, the covers were snatched away. Something's following us, cried Amy and Paisley, and they jumped into Elliott's bed. Thump, thump, came the noise again. Something's coming, cried Snowy and Puff, and they jumped into Elliott's bed too. Thumpity, thump, thump. Angel came barreling out of the darkness. I hear noises, she shrieked, and she leapt into Elliott's bed. All of a sudden, the thumping stopped. The friends listened, wide-eyed.
Did you hear that noise? Thump, thump, ah! Thump! Where did it come from? I didn't build the word thump. Do you know where the thump came from?
Grump build word. What Karma doing? What wrong? Karma scared?
Huh? You think I'm scared?
Sure look like it.
No, not me. Why would I be scared of a noise? What are you doing here anyway? You're supposed to be protecting Lolly.
Oh, Lolly not need Grump. She not scared anymore. She learned lesson. Story is just story.
Well, I know that. I'm not Lolly. She's the scaredy cat, not me.
Lolly just fine. Look to Grump like Karma's scaredy cat.
I am not. Well, I never heard. What are you standing around for? There's lots of words to build and lots of sounds. Lots of scary sounds.
Oh, Grump better get moving.
No, wait. I didn't mean you had to leave me all alone with the scary sounds.
After a minute, Amy sighed. We made those thumping noises, she cried. Everyone groaned. Then they giggled. Then they settled down for the night. One by one, the friends fell asleep, except for Elliott, who felt rather crowded. So only Elliott heard the scariest sound of all. Swish, swish. He froze. What could it be? Lionel? Beaverton? No, they never woke up at night. And all of Elliott's other friends were in his bed. Swish, swish. Maybe there was an Elliott-eating monster after all.
I heard that! A monster! First the thumps, and then the bumps, and the whooshes, and the creaks, and now swish, swish, and a monster! It might just be a story, but I'm getting out of here. Ah!
The sound came closer and closer. Elliott's tummy scrunched into a knot. What should he do? He fumbled for Beaverton's flashlight. Slowly, carefully, he brought it up from under the covers. Then, trembling from head to toe, Elliott waited. When the swishing came right to his door, he took a deep breath and turned on the flashlight. Click!
An Elliott-eating monster? Isn't that silly? Karma, what's up?
What's up? An Elliott-eating monster, that's what's up! Weren't you paying attention to the story? Didn't you hear it?
Oh, you mean the swish, swish noise? It won't hurt you.
No, but the monster might.
Karma, get out up here. It's just a story. Noises can't hurt you, remember?
But the swishing and the monster.
Do you want to know what the swishing noise is? Do you want to see what is making Elliott and you so scared? Look! There's your monster. It's Beaverton.
Beaverton?
Beaverton.
Oh, right. Beaverton. Of course. There's no monster. It's Beaverton. Now, don't you feel silly?
But
Wasn't she silly?
Me? You were the one who...
Just remember, the next time you get scared, it can't hurt you. It's only a story, okay? Well, I think Lolly learned her lesson. Me too.
Oh! Gasped Beaverton. Beaverton? Whispered Elliott. This noisy night even woke me up, said Beaverton. I thought I should check on you. Then he noticed the others. A sleepover! Oh boy! Beaverton hurried off to get his blanket and pillow, his tail swishing behind him. Then he snuggled down too. It was the biggest sleepover ever. Elliott smiled. Then he turned off the flashlight. Click. And at last he fell asleep, safe and warm in his noisy old house.
Well, it's quitting time. All in all, another great day here in the Biddle Book Factory.
Thanks for coming.
See you next time. Bye, Rocco.
Bye.
Bye! You're still here? It's time to go. The book's all finished. See you next time. But never forget,
Bittles, build books best. Bye.